Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. The key to getting wifey types. Now in the last episode, I talked about getting smart women, getting the smarter women, which you have to do. And I said ultimately all of it's based on the house of the man. I mean, house of the woman rather, but the house of the man, you need, your house has to correspond to her house. So, check out some of my videos I've done talking about that. Because one of the things with those different pillars, they have a corresponding pillar. Now, if we're going to talk specifically about getting the wifey types, who are the wifey types? The women who are the wifey types, quite frankly, just as the term implies, make good wives. What's a good wife? She's submissive to her husband. She supports her husband. She's also a good mother. And you got to come at that type of woman a certain type of way. Now, yes, we always talking about, guys having money or guys looking a certain way. But when we're talking about these different types of women, the pillars of the house of the woman, we're talking about the behavior that really gets them. Because as I always say, yeah, looks matter, the physical appearance matter. Hey, I'm big on promoting it. But then to hook them, to really get them, your behavior has to click. Using the word click, that means hook, click, click. So who's going to click with the wifey type? The husband type. The husband type. That's very important. You got to come, your energy got to come off like you're going to make a good husband and father. See, understand something with the wifey type. Now, even if they can have like a beautiful face and a killer body. But if you really look at them, they more maternal. They could be matronly, more maternal. They could, like I said, they could have a killer body, but they ain't gonna wear those little tight, most of them ain't gonna wear those little tight ass jeans, the thing pushing up the breastises, maybe when they go out. But most of the time, how does a mommy dress around their children? They kind of chill, they kind of laid back. Yeah, they could have that Coke bottle figure and all of that, but the clothing's gonna be looser. Indeed, in some cases, you might not notice it. They ain't gonna have their hair fixed all wild. It's gonna be very functional. Why? What's the wifey doing? A true wifey doing? She making her man a plate. How's she gonna cook in there with some high heels on and some, all fixed up, but got her makeup on? Think about it. Just seriously think about it. Or she got to play around with those kids. Think about the soccer mom and stuff. She's busy and stuff, so she's more functional in what she does. But she's more into her feminine. She's giving more. Now, what type of man is good for her? Now, that guy who got that smooth rap and all of that, and he wants to have fun and stuff. Yeah, she might find the guy attractive, but ultimately she ain't gonna have that strong of attraction for him. Maybe when she was younger, maybe for a quick one night stand or something. Sometimes, no, she's gonna tend to look for that dude who gives off that father energy. That guy who's gonna be around her. That guy who's going to get up 3 a.m. If he hears that sound, he's gonna be protective. So she's looking for that protective, fatherly type, paternal energy. And one thing about true paternal energy tends to be more of a leader. So she's looking for that guy who gives off that energy, the type who will spend time with his children or any children. Seriously, they look for that. Like I give you an example with myself. I notice I get a lot of attention when I'm with my sons from women, young girls too. I was like, at first I thought it was just on the young girls, but then it would be super friendly to me. And I was thinking about that. But then I looked at the women and even the young girls. And even though they might have been attractive or something, they all gave that impression of would be good mothers. They don't have that, even if they have good bone structure, not that party girl look. I'm gonna get into the party girls in a couple of episodes. Nah, they sitting up there, they looking for that. Sometimes, just some cold-blooded game. Sometimes a man with a child, that can attract a woman because it's tapping into the motherly instinct, maternal instinct. So she looks for the paternal instinct in a man, you know? Like I said, yeah, if the guy got money, but, you know, as long as he got enough to, you know, take care of the basics. Because one thing about the wifey type, they the type more likely to stay home. They the most submissive. In fact, in many other cultures, those are the most attractive women. Not even a party girl. They want the wifey, you know? They want the woman who's going to have that meal on the table when he gets home, and then, you know, his muscles aching. She's the one who's going to massage him. She's the one who's going to pop out the kids and spend time with them. Like a true family man, that's the type he wants. And let's be real. I know a lot of dudes, especially in this space, talking about gaming and all of that. All men, let's be real, all men ain't trying to do that. Many men just want a family. That's why a lot of men have trouble either dealing with a woman who's had a lot of sexual partners, because in their mind, they wonder, well, would she be good to be a wifey? Or, you know, if they got kids by another man, because they like, well, damn, you know, I want my own kids with her. And, you know, that's it. That the father type would. Even though some men like that, they could still be that stepfather if they got that paternal energy. And there's a back and forth argument about that, but I say they still have it. The woman, they still need to feel like that woman would pop out their children, you know, at the very least, if they still got to deal with them. And it happens more than people want to admit. But one thing about that wifey type, like I said, they, you know, they can add a body and everything. I mean, they ain't totally frumpy. They can fix up some, but like I said, they ain't going to be like no thought look or anything like that. And they the type more likely to stay home. They more type, you know, spend time, soccer mom, all of that stuff. You know, supportive of her man, provided he does what he's supposed to do. Let me just say something real quick about that submission thing. Men are asking women to be submissive, but then a man has a certain responsibility when if she's submissive, that means he got a responsibility for her well-being. And I'll do another video on that at some point talking about that. In fact, I'll do something next week. I always got my stuff written out. But that's the thing. So the key, if you see that type or you're attracted to that type, or you know, look, I want to be a family man. I don't want all this. Well, first of all, don't think you're going to turn a thought into one. Don't worry about that. Seriously, I'm just being real with y'all. Don't think you're going to turn a thought into a wifey type. Now, on a deeper level is in her. But one thing, like that party girl type and the wifey type, they're kind of diametrically opposed. So it's hard for them to be on the same page, you know, and it's like, because one wants to party and one wants to deal with the kids. One just think children are something just to be there, just to be there, or they prefer not to be around kids because that messes up their party schedule, right? While the other one, you know, she's like, she want to be as around as many kids as possible. In fact, sometimes the wifey types, even what jobs they do, they might have to deal with children. Those are types who will volunteer at their child's school or try to be teachers. A lot of teachers or any profession where they have to deal with children, or even dealing with older people, maybe in a nursing home or something, tend to be wifey types. You know, they tend to take care of other people. And they'll take care of their husband. But in order to really appeal to that type of woman, you got to come off like, first of all, you got to come off like a husband. And you got to come off like responsible. You got to come off as a protector, provider, like you want to do something. And then, I'm going to tell you what, even if you don't look like that supermodel, the male supermodel of the world, if you got that energy, she's going to have an attraction for you. She's going to have an attraction for you. So if you want that type, you need to come off like you ready to be a husband. You ready to be responsible for others, because that's what her energy is. So she needs the male version of that energy. All right. If you want to do it, if you like, you say, well, I don't want to do it, I just want to party. Well, okay, wait for the episode on the party girl. Okay. And then see if that really works for you. Because see, one thing, when I'm talking about all these different archetypes within women and stuff, yeah. You know, some people think it's just looks, but you got to have the behavior, the temperament to click with whatever their temperament is. And on the other side, I would tell women their temperament has to click with what the man's temperament is. And if that don't happen, boom, it ain't gonna work. I don't care what anybody say. People, you got some people out here thinking, oh, it's just looks, it's just looks. No, that's bait. Y'all still gotta talk with each other and get along with each other. What y'all gonna do, sit there and just stare at each other? I had to put that out there because some dudes don't understand. It's like, dude, do you interact with people? You know, and just let me just say this real quick. How often has a man met a woman who was gorgeous, like fine, but the temperament just wasn't there? I have. I've dealt with a few like that. Yeah, they were fine and they were cool. They were nice, but my temperament was on something different from theirs, and I'm not the type who would force anything. But you still got to talk. So when we're talking about a wifey type, as a man, you need to come off as that good husband type. All right. So anyway, I want y'all to think about that. All right. Think about if that's what you want. That's what you got to do to get that. All right. So in the next episode, I'm going to talk about these money women, the money woman. All right. So anyway, I get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.